How you doing, guys? Thank you all for watching. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about one of the most frequently asked questions that I get from sellers, which is why is my house not selling? Okay. The good news is that it's very easy to pinpoint in pretty much all cases as to why a house is not selling, regardless of the condition of the house, regardless of which area it's located in, simply because there's only two pillars that need to be in place in order for your house to sell. If it's not selling, then one of the two pillars is off. Now, pillar number one is going to be price, obviously. Pillar number two is marketing/visibility. I call it visibility because I think that's a much better word for it. I'm going to go into detail as to why that is and how most people or agents mess that up, okay? So let's go. So price. If you overprice your property, then you can put $1 million into marketing and it still may not sell. The reason for that is because most buyers, they go out, they tour 20, 25 properties before they ultimately make a decision on which one is the best one for them. So they're very, very educated. They can tell which one's a good deal or which one's a good value and which one is not. Vice versa, in a buyer's market that we're in today, you can underprice your property and it still may not sell simply because you don't have the second pillar in place, which is visibility. So you can have the greatest offer, the greatest value, but it simply doesn't matter if no one sees it. So let me go into detail with visibility. Okay, let's just assume that your price is good. That pillar is definitely in place. For most cases, I see the visibility part that is off. And I'm going to go into detail how that is very important these days because we're in a buyer's market. Visibility is not as important in a seller's market simply because the market conditions already come with visibility. So let's say you have very few listings on the market and you have 1,000 buyers out there looking for properties. It's going to come with visibility automatically. In a buyer's market, however, it's the reverse effect. So you have a lot of listings on the market and very, very few buyers. Because this is the market condition that we're in today, is what I wanted to make this video. The second pillar, visibility, is extremely important today to get the job done. Let's go into detail what this means. So why do I call it visibility? Because all of the marketing platforms that we use as agents, they all run on the algorithm. So Zillow, Realtor.com, all the social media platforms work that way. And the reason this is because they want to make sure that the consumer's eyes are glued to the screen for as long as possible so they can then take that screen time and sell that to their advertisers. Now, there's a couple of ways that I can manipulate the algorithm to my seller's advantage, okay? Number one is going to be price, and I'm not talking about overpricing it or underpricing it. The biggest mistake I see people making is they list their property at $399,900. Now, just think about this. $399,900. Who is your buyer really going to be? It's going to be somebody looking between $350 and $400. That's what they're going to type into the search engine. Remember that your sale is contingent on the search engine. It's not like a supermarket where we're buying bananas for $1.99. That whole psychology doesn't work there. So they're going to type in their criteria, $350 to $400. Because you're listed at $399, your property is going to show up, right? Now, what about the buyer, however, looking between $400 and $450? Because you're $1 off or $1,000 off, they're never going to see the property. And you would have had both spectrums if you listed your property at 400 even. So you would have had the buyer looking between 350 and 400 and the buyer looking between 400 and 450 because you're right on that middle number right there. So that is how you can increase visibility right from the get-go, just by pricing it right, okay, by having the correct pricing strategy. Now, how else can we increase visibility as well? Another way is the pictures. And I'm not talking about, using the most advanced photographer and the most advanced cameras and anything like that. But I understand the psychology of the buyer. So what they're going to do, I know that the attention spans nowadays are very, very short. So when they go online and they type in their criteria for the properties they're looking for, 50 properties pop up. They're going to look at the first 3 in detail, and the other ones, guess what they're going to do? They're going to skip through them real fast. Now, I understand this when I get my pictures from my photographer. I look through the pictures once, make sure everything looks good. And then I do the same thing. I skip through the pictures real fast. And if there's anything that really catches my eye, like one particular photo that really catches my eye when I skip through it fast, that's usually the cover picture that I want to use so that these buyers stop at your ad on your house the same way. Now, this doesn't always have to be like a front picture. Sometimes it's the kitchen picture. Sometimes it's a picture of the back, like the pool or the canal area. So it really depends on, what catches the eye the best, okay? Always keep that in mind. How else can we increase visibility, or what else is very, very important? And I would say the description and using certain keywords and tags in your description, because a lot of people these days focus or rely on AI searches, AI engines to find properties, and they just put in a prompt saying, "Show me all the properties with golf access, less than 20 minutes out to the river," and boom, the properties pop up. Because this is more and more a thing, and this is more frequently happening, we have to make sure that our description reflects that, so AI can pick this up and promote your property better. Okay, the tags that you use, the description that you use, has to be keyword heavy in order for the algorithms to pick it up. Now, what do you guys think about open houses, right? Most people think open house is a waste of time. And for agents, usually it is a waste of time in that regard. I can give you guys some metrics. So I've been in the business now for 7 years. I've done hundreds of open houses in my career. And the properties that I've sold at that open house, maybe I can count on one hand. That's it. So the chances of selling your house at an open house are extremely low. But what is the real value for the seller holding an open house? It's very, very easy to answer. When I market the property in the MLS that an open house takes place, this information gets syndicated to Zillow, Realtor.com, all the marketing platforms. They pick that up as movement in the ad. Something new is happening here. They automatically promote the property in the next coming days or next coming weeks more because there was something new happening there, okay? So your chances of selling your house a couple of days, weeks after an open house actually go up. And that is the real value to you as a seller doing an open house. Another thing that I wish a lot more realtors would take advantage of is getting off the MLS, not solely relying on the MLS. Because there's other great platforms out there like social media where you can promote the listings and increase your visibility. The way you got to think about this, the more your address shows up online on different platforms and websites, the stronger your IP is going to be, the stronger the algorithm is going to push your property and see that it's out there, and you want to sell the property and stuff like that. The way we would do this with social media is a little bit different, because I understand the psychology of people that use social media, and chances are that your buyer out there also has a social media account, so it's definitely not a platform that you're going to want to skip. Now, one rule of thumb when posting content on social media is that people go there for two primary reasons, okay? One is they want to be entertained, and the second reason is for knowledge. They want to learn something. So if you structure your content around these two things, you can really increase your engagement level and increase the overall visibility of that whole property. What most realtors do, and this is a mistake to avoid, is they put up some generic pictures on social media with their description. The problem with that is that nobody cares about that. No one wants to see that kind of stuff. The way I would approach the social media marketing is I would make a short reel, okay, about the property and say, here's 3 things that a buyer would want to look out for when buying a property on the water in Florida. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to list these 3 things, and then I'm going to slide that listing that I have into this video as kind of like an ad. So what the buyer is going to do, they're going to watch this video and say, hey, look, these are some good points right here. Oh, by the way, this listing that he's like promoting in this video has all these 3 things. So that is how they get interested in the property. So this is very, very important. Do not skip over social media. Don't solely rely on the MLS, okay? So now that we talked about the 2 pillars that need to be in place, you can ask yourself, are those 2 pillars in place for my property? If you're on the market, or if you're looking to hire an agent, now you know exactly what questions to ask in order to make sure that these 2 pillars are in place and you're not skipping over this or wasting your time or wasting the agent's time, right? My name is Dennismuchowrea. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this helped you guys out a little bit or gave you some valuable information. If you guys have any questions, if you need anything, if you're looking to hire an agent, I'm down in the Southwest Florida area. I'm with Remax, and I'll be happy to help you guys out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.